G'day, Aussie Bonsai Bloke here, how you going? Today we've got the Chinese elm which I dug up from the ground a couple of years ago. I did a bit of a video on it probably 3 months ago maybe. I put it into a wooden box. That wooden box rotted out quickly, so I had to do an emergency repot, put it in this pot, which is just a plastic training pot that I got from the Adelaide Bonsai show when I went there. I took the wire off of this tree probably at least a month ago, maybe a little bit earlier than that, because it was already starting to bite in. So I'll be trimming that one back. Also we have the bottle brush here, which I haven't trimmed back since April or May, probably May. And I'm going to be trimming that back, maybe even June it might have been. I'm going to be trimming that back. Where the flowers are, I'll be trimming back behind the flowers so they don't end up with those sort of like, I guess you could call it a bit like gum nut sort of things left on the stems. You'll have a bare bit of branch with gum nuts if you don't cut behind the flower, so you cut behind the flower to where there's a node or a leaf. So I'll cut behind the flowers there and just cut all the shoots back a bit just to get it back into shape. And then after I've trimmed them up, I'll see how I go as to whether or not they need wire. But yeah, that's pretty much what I'll be doing today. As you can see, it's put on a lot of growth. Doing a quick repot when I didn't seem to matter. In fact, it had already filled up the wooden box in only probably 2 months. I'd already filled out that wooden box with roots, just fine, really fine roots, so I had to be careful when I repotted it. I didn't take any of the roots off, I just chucked it straight into this pot, didn't have to get rid of any roots, so that was good. And the tree didn't care, didn't look back, just kept growing. So yeah, I'll get into that and catch up with you when I'm finished trimming. No worries. Alright, so giving both trees a bit of a trim. Both looking pretty good. This bottle brush has been in refinement for a few years now, so it's a lot more refined than the elm, which has only been dug up out the ground not long ago, and it's only had its first initial styling a couple of months ago. If you watched the video, if you haven't, go back, have a look. So yeah, it's only had one styling and now it's first trim. So I think it's developing along pretty quickly, but long way to go obviously. Still long, a lot of stuff to develop on there. I'll give you a bit of a close-up of the trees and give them a bit of a spin for you. Right, so they're the two trees that I styled. There's all the cuttings I took off them. Fair few cuttings, probably both lost close to 50% of their foliage. Shouldn't bother them too much. This is the Chinese elm. Bit hard to get far enough back while spinning it. So yeah, that's the back there. It's in this plastic pot now. That'll be the front there somewhere. Yeah, it's coming along nicely. Long way to go, but heading in the right direction, I think. Next up will be the bottle brush. Okay, this is the bottle brush. Got my arm here at full stretch, trying to get far enough away from it so that you can fit it all in the frame. Give you a spin of it. It's a lot more developed. It's been in training for a fair few years. I've only had it for about 2 years, but I bought it reasonably developed already, and I've just pretty much looked after it. I'll give you a bit of a close-up of the base. As you can see, it's got some fairly old looking bark on there. This old root here, which sort of comes along the soil in front of it here. And I'll give you a bit of a look up into the tree. You can almost imagine yourself out in the bush looking up into a tree with this one. It's got pretty good structure in there. Yeah, very happy with it. It's very healthy. Yeah, so that about sums it up for today. The elm and the bottle brush. Cheers for watching, Aussie Bonsai Bloke. Please subscribe, like, share, and I'll catch you next time. Cheers for watching. Thanks.